Now, everybody knows about the Ford Model T. I mean, it's literally the car that put Ford Motor Company on the map. It came out in 1908. But have you ever stopped to wonder about what exactly made the Model T possible? Henry Ford had already had two failing companies, one being the Detroit Motor Company, and the second being the Henry Ford Company. That last one, if you're paying attention, would eventually become Cadillac. But under the supervision of the Dodge brothers, Henry Ford was put on task and actually delivered a pretty decent car in 1902, known as the Model A. Now, the one big thorn in Henry Ford's side was the fact that he had multiple, approximately 12, shareholders. Henry Ford was of the opinion that the product should be the driving force for the company. If the product does well, then people will buy it and the company will grow. By introducing shareholders, Henry Ford felt that it was basically giving a poor foundation to bad companies by allowing shareholders to inject money into a failing business to try and get it to work, regardless of how good their product was. Now, one shareholder in Ford Motor Company at the time was a man by the name of Alexander Malcolmson. And Malcolmson, one of the larger shareholders in Ford Motor Company, felt the average person couldn't afford a vehicle, so why cater to them at all? We should be catering to the elite. Henry Ford, being of modest upbringing from a farming and lumber family, felt otherwise. And it all came to a head when Henry Ford was forced into creating a product that he did not want. That product was the Model K. Now, the Model K was a good car. It was a phenomenal car, and in fact, it had gotten into a lot of publications as being one of the best cars of 1906. Now, the Model K, in every respect, was a decent luxury car with a retail price at the time of $2,500. In today's money, that's roughly about $88,000. And although the Model K was an outstanding and beautiful car, it was Ford Motor Company's first financial failure. The only saving grace at the time was a project that Henry Ford had personally taken control of, which was the Model N. And what ended up happening is people were so enamored by the Model K that they went to their Ford dealership to buy the next best thing. And the next best thing was Henry Ford's Model N, coming in at a retail price of around $500. So the Model K was essentially a really good advertising tool, but as a model by itself was one of their lowest sold vehicles. The money that they made from the Model N, they bought Malcolmson's shares and politely asked him to leave, which allowed Henry Ford to move forward on the next generation of the Model N, which became the Model T.